Good morning. Before we get started, I just wanted to tell you I have a new email address, and if you look at the channel header and you go under more, it'll show the email address. It's scarfinger01@gmail.com. Scarfinger01@gmail.com. So I had to cut yesterday's video a little short because I had originally had an Outlook email address, but somehow Outlook screwed it up and it was a big mess. But anyway, so I got this new email account. And the point was that if you didn't want to leave a comment or you thought your story was too long for a comment, that you could just email it to me and give me your permission to use it. And I would like to relate it to the other folks watching the channel. So trying to build a little fellowship and a little group of people that want to improve the world's conditions. Not that we'll ever get to do that, but no harm in trying. Okay, so today's thought for the day is really a saying by an individual. And that's all we're going to talk about today. It's just one individual. Quite a dynamic person. Anyway, the quote attributed to this person was, "You only live once, but if you do it right, once is enough." And that was a saying made famous by Mae West. Now, those of you that might be in my age group probably know who Mae West was. But younger folks, I'm sure, have no idea who she was. Well, Mae West was born in 1893 and she lived to 1980. So she lived a good long life. And she was an American entertainer. She was an actress, a screenwriter, and a playwright. But she was most known as a sex symbol. And this was like back in the 1920s. So I imagine this was one strong woman. She was known as a bombshell for her persona and her double entendres because a lot of her stuff was sexual in nature. And of course, she couldn't say a lot of things back then like we can nowadays. So everything was a double entendre. And let's see, she was known as the bad girl of Broadway. In 1926, she wrote a play and directed and starred in this play, and the title was just Sex. That's all it was. This is 1926. So this lady had some gumption. So anyway, she got arrested, and she spent 10 days in jail for corrupting the morals of youth. And her response after 10 days in jail was, this was really good for her because it promoted her and her career, which it did, because in 1932, she signed on with Paramount Pictures. And she was nearly 40 years old, and which for an actor, especially one that was, quote, a blonde bombshell, that's old for that time. Now, not so much, but back then it was old. Well, she was so good and her movies were such a box office hit that actually Paramount Pictures was getting ready to go bankrupt until they got her on board. And she insisted on having creative control, and just a woman back in the 20s and 30s and 40s just did not have the respect in business and in the arts like they do now. So anyway, that's what I wanted to bring up. And some of her sayings. Oh, one other thing was that I'm going to read this right from the notes about her. Beyond the glamour, she was a trailblazer for women's agency, meaning women's rights, and an early vocal supporter of the LGBTQ plus community. But she wrote a play in 1927 called The Drag, which featured gay characters and drag balls at a time when such topics were strictly taboo. So you can imagine what this lady was like. But here's a few more of her sayings, and here's the first one. Between two evils, I always pick the one that I never tried before. When I'm good, I'm very good, but when I'm bad, I'm even better. Oh, Mae West. And here's probably the most famous one of all. And some of the younger folks might have heard this, but not known where it came from. And it's, is that a gun in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me? What a character. Anyway, I hope this starts your day off with a little lightheartedness, improves your day. Go out, make somebody smile. Okay? Take care.